Alright y'all, this is Christian from Scar 2, here with a playthrough for Paradise Island Tournament. We go with hole number 1. I had some shots from several people in the clan to make this playthrough. For hole number 1, we're going to use 10% and 3 back, a 3 top spin and full right spin. You want to place the aimer there, just so you have a clear line to the hole. The thing I did here, I put on half a ball curl. Just pushed up. Don't have to do that. A little bit more than half a ball curl, so that's too risky. I want you to reduce the curl, but you want to do come in from around middle of this fairway because it's easier for the second shot. Alright, we're moving on to the second shot. You're going to play the second shot at min distance plus 0.1 ring. And this shot has, you're going to look for the funnel for this shot. This, I think this is the second time I play this. So with a Thorn 8, it's really easy to find the funnel, but you can find it with Thorn 7 without any problem as well. You see, the funnel is, there's the funnel. So you don't have to be as right as I am, because I had to go with some right spin. So don't use as much curl. Then you play this minimum distance plus 10% with a 0.1 ring. Just add that to the min distance number. This funnel is huge, so I hit great. Still get that sweet roll, and boom. And I also wanted to show you that you can find this funnel with lower level clubs. I got Kingfisher here. Kingfisher 4 is equal to a Thorn 5, I think, in Bulgar line. I have to look for it. It's not easy to find, but I find it. It just spins. There's that funnel. So you play this same way, minimum distance plus 0.1 ring, 10% elevation. And this time I forgot to add the 0.1 ring. So you can see what happens there. Come into the right side this time, but it's still in, so good luck. We're moving on to hole number 2. And for hole number 2, I'm going to show you 2 different ways. The first one is a sniper shot. You play this shot at 10%. We min distance number. You want to look for the place just past the fringe, 6.5, 625 backspin and 2.5 right spin. The bow guide line should go a little bit past the hole, plus 10% at min numbers. Well, this is the safe way to go, but it's hard to duplicate this shot. But it's in. Well done. So we're gonna show you a way to be consistent, but we still haven't aced this shot. The thing I want you to do is have the sniper in the bag, put on max top spin and 3 right spin. Then you move back to the Goliath. And here we want to go with the yellow ring by the rough and aim at the middle, straight at the pin. Pull the screen up north and do a 0% elevation. The thing is risky here is, you see that glitchy ball guideline? That glitchy ball guideline could make you roll all the way to where we have a wedge shot. But there's no risk in going past that rough line. You see, we nearly got there. I want you to push it up just a teeny tiny bit, and I think we'll nail this. We will nail this one. So moving on to hole number 3, the par 5. I play the first shot with the QB. Have 2.5 to 3 topspin, 10%, full left spin. This is the way you play it if you want to go to sniper range because of the ball guideline. And you do a straight shot, nothing fancy. And what you want to do when you play this shot, you want to note down the yardages. That way you know what distance you end up next time. 324 yards from Frank's shot here. Then on the second shot, you're gonna do a 0% elevation shot. And we're gonna look for the funnel. And the key to find the funnel is to use some left spin. Left spin we use to counter the left to right wind. And you want to use some backspin because we get tailwind here. You want to, when you find the funnel, we want to leave the ball guideline short, approximately 1 to 2 green squares short. In this shot, you adjust at mid distance, no elevation, 7.1 ring. Pull the screen up north. Remember to try to have the ball centered. You see here, I had a teeny tiny right baby curl there. That's why it's ended up on the right side of the pin, but it's still in, so boom, y'all. Hole number 4, this is a dial-in process. There is a funnel to the right side of this, and I've tried to play it to the left and to the right. It doesn't work, so we want to go in the middle place there. Right side of this middle place, it's a funnel, but it's hard to see with the Goliath. So keeping on with this shot, we want to have a 1.9 backspin and 1 right spin. You want to adjust this 15%. The ball guidelines should go short of the hole. You adjust it 15% at max distance. Try to do a 11:59 pull angle. Deadly close there, so we'll tweak that one in the opening round. Good luck, y'all. So for hole number 5, we want to play the Kingmaker here with the full left spin. The yellow ring by the rough with the EM6. You can play this shot with any club you want. The key is to don't use anything more than 2 topspin. And I use half a ball curl here. It's quite dangerous. If you hit that one great, it will probably roll to the rough. So you should either reduce the curl or the left spin. The reason we use a Kingmaker here is to have the side spin for the second shot. Because that way you won't think about curling around the trees. You'll see here, I'm playing a sniper 8 here at max distance. I'm trying to go back to see where the tree comes in, and I adjust back up to see how many rings I need. Go back again, I'm safe now. You want to try to find the spot. Remember, this green slopes left to right, and you want to have the ball guideline 3 to 4 green squares from the pin because of the tailwind. You adjust this 5% at max. And you're gonna notice here that it comes in really nice. Just needed a little more juice to the shot. So I don't want you to offset as much as I did, but it was super close. So just remember, if you play a sniper 10, it has 8 more yards. So if you play him from exact that spot with the same yardage notes, you're gonna adjust for 85% club instead of max, but it's still 5%. So moving on to hole number 6 here, and we're gonna play this. 5. We're gonna play this with full top spin and some right spin. Just get it down there. Gonna go into overpower, and I put on some right curl just in case I hit great, which I actually hit at that time. Great left, great right, you're in no trouble, but came in super close, but the top spin and the curl was enough to save it. If you get from 348 to 360, you're gonna get to min distance thorn. Obviously, if you hit great left like you get even closer, so, but it's still safe. Let's see how I'm at absolute min distance there. The thing I do is go for min distance and see what numbers I need to correct, and then I push up, and then I see how many what kind of spins I need for this shot. So I put on two backspin here. You don't want to put too much backspin on, because it's better to come in hot than not to come in at all. So you're gonna adjust this plus 10% at min distance, and this is a super good opportunity. I'm gonna say the hole 1 and this hole is the must eagle holes if you want to go top 10 in this tournament. If you're gonna play that wedge shot, I want you to put on 20% at max distance, not 10% at min distance like the thorn. Just gonna show you another try here. You're going for green here. If you have a circ or a power 4, preferably a wind ball, this is a good option. You can actually go for a lucky ace as well. You play this shot as well, 10%. You want to go with 2-3 backspin and max left spin. The thing I do here is I saw that I under adjusted it, so I went with more curl than I initially planned. But it reaches over there, just clipping the rough like intended, and ended up in the fairway for an easy chip in with the wedge. So it's a possibility. Just remember the green there slopes down, so you could end up in the bunker past it as well. But if you have a bunker shot or a rough shot here, it's still a safe birdie and a possible eagle. But this wedge shot, you see the green, how it rolls everywhere. So that kind of scares me when you see that ball guideline. So I went closer, look safer. You want to look for that good bounce. And there you go. There are 2 ways to play this hole. But either way, you should go for the eagle. So moving on to part 3 here. I made this part 4, sorry. I play this one with the EM6. So you can do this with any club above that as well. You see I push up to see how many rings into overpower I need, and I put on max side spin, right spin with the Titan, no top. Just back down. I push up the rings I needed that I went into overpower. And this shot, it's a shot where you you gotta hit perfect. And if you do that, you get a roll to the right side of this fairway. For the second shot, I'm going for a bounce over shot. I'm using the Glide because I don't have a Grizzly. You can use a Grizzly here. And the first thing I do is check my club distance. So there's min, there's max, and there I'm going to play the shot. So I think it is around 40% club distance, but every time I hit the shot before, I just come into the right. So I decided to play it 50%. So mid distance, you want to go with 1 left spin to counter the wind and 3 backspin. Ball guideline should be a little bit short, and I favor the left side on the pin because of the wind. Just this plus 5% at mid distance, even though I'm in 40% or something like that distance. So not entirely mid. You get a sweet bounce and a roll straight at the pin there. So boom, y'all. As for this part 3, the last part 3, I made this with the Kingmaker and the Navigator. I want to use the Kingmaker to reduce the wind. Here with the Sniper 10, you're gonna put up 2 backspin, 1 right spin. You see that glitchy ball guideline, you want to avoid that one. You want to play it fairly close to the rough line with the ball guideline going to the hole. And you adjust this at 15%, at 85% club if you have the Sniper 10. And you gotta hit this one perfect. Remember to have the ball completely centered. You came in very close to the rough line there. So I just wanted to show you that this shot also works with the Sniper 8. The difference with the Sniper 8 is you're gonna play it at max distance, not 85% distance. And that's because Sniper 8 has 8 less yards. Same shot, but I wanted to find a spot where a little further back, so it don't come in too close to the rough line here. And I find that spot. I have the ball guideline pointing to the hole, nothing fancy. A straight pull plus 15% at max distance with the Sniper 8, at 85% distance with the Sniper 10, and at 90% distance with the Sniper 9. And boom, y'all. So those distance, just punch that in your calculator and you'll be fine. So moving on to the last hole, I'm going to show you a circ option, which is the first shot is easier to adjust to with the circ because you get to go all the way up there. And full max left spin, and I want you to go with 3 to 4 bars to top spin. 4 can be dangerous. We want to go with 1 ball curl. You see the arrows there? You go slightly more than the arrows there, just like Frank did here. And see, he ended up very close to the rough line there. So just remember to have the power 5 ball settings, because power 5 ball reaches further, and also therefore it's gonna be more affected by the wind than a power 3 ball. So you can play the second shot with the cat, or I'm gonna show you a guardian approach later. You see, with the circle you reach all the way there. So, but there's no point at going at the green there because the backspin shot is very. If you have the guardian in circ, it's really tough. We play this shot minus 10%. The first shot is plus 10%. You got the tree there, so that's why if you can, we want to favor to be on the left side of this green. That way, we might stay away from curling it around the tree, but if you have to, just curl it around the tree, and it's probably not going in, but it's gonna be a safe eagle. So I'm playing here with the Titan, full left spin. I have a very low wind here, so 5.9. So I put on 4 topspin here. I push up and see where I want to land. And then I drag down in the direction of the arrow. I put on 1 ball curl. Could have done teeny tiny bit more curl to the left there. But it's still right. You can play that shot with the Kingmaker. You don't need the wind of the Titan. The wind push of a wind 2 ball. You see, if you have a Guardian 8, it's going to have 179 in distance, almost the same as the cat and the big dog. So from there you can play a even more backspin shot. If you have the Kingmaker, you can go a little bit more to the left there and go with side spin. But the best way to try to get the alba on this one, I think, is land as left on the fairway from here. That way you don't have to go with curl. I hit great right here, so but it's still safe. And a perfect would be close. So good luck, y'all, and let's smash this tournament. This is Christian for Scar 2. Hope you click the like and the subscribe button, and be good, y'all.